Imagine finding a hot fiance only to have to deal with their insane mother. This week, we're taking on the 2005 J.Lo and Jane Fonda comedy Monster in Law.
Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies from the late 90s and early 2000s. This week, we're covering one of the pettiest rivalries in rom-com history, Monster in Law. But before we dive in, let's get into some housekeeping. If you love the podcast and you want to support us, here's a way you can.
Get into the episode. We want to shout out Conquering. They make fidget rings designed to help with stress, anxiety, and staying grounded, but they also double as really cute everyday jewelry. So whether you're dealing with life, work, or a full-on monster-in-law situation, it's something small that can actually help you stay centered. Head to myconquering.com and use Jackie10 for 10% off your first order.
Yeah, we are not taking on this movie alone. We had to hire professional help, essentially. We have Jason Rhee joining us today, a celebrated event planner, wedding planner, comedian, and community builder.
And if there's one thing we know, Jason understands drama, presentation, and timing, which makes him the perfect guest for this movie. Welcome, Jason.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
If you want to get to know Jason better, check out this week's bonus episode where we will be ranking the worst in-laws in the 90s, 2000s movie history. Okay, Danielle.
Yeah.
What's Monster in Law about?
Well, if you were under a rock in 2005, the movie is about Charlie, who's finally met the man of her dreams, Kevin, only to discover his mother, aka Barbara Walters, Viola, is not ready to give up on her son without a fight. What follows is an escalating battle of sabotage, mind games, and petty revenge as future daughter-in-law and mother-in-law go head-to-head. The movie stars Jennifer Lopez, Jane Fonda, Michael Vertan, Wanda Sykes, and Adam Scott. The movie was directed by Robert Luketic. Robert
Sure.
Luketic? Sure. He directed Legally Blonde, so I should have figured out how to say his last name right. My bad. And the screenplay was written by Anya Kochev. You know, I'm just butchering names today.
It's fine. You nailed it, sweetie.
You can currently watch it on HBO Max, and I think it's on Prime, but like under one of the other subscriptions. So don't quote me on that. Well, before we get started, let's get into our ratings rewind.
So you know the drill. Before we get into the movie, we'll reveal the rating our Y2K versions of ourselves would give. Then at the end, we'll see if our current selves agree with our initial rating. Our scale consists of would buy it again.
The best would play on repeat.
5-day rental.
Would watch again.
2-day rental.
It's okay, but nothing to write home about.
And same-day rental.
Trash, straight up garbage.
Nuts in the gravy trash.
That's just death, Jackie.
So, Jason, we'll start with you. What is your Y2K rating of Monster in Law?
I think it was a 2-day rental. I think it was 2-day rental. I was so young, and I was so young.
You're still so young.
Yeah, I just didn't have a lot of it was so entertaining, but these are one of those movies where, again, as I'm older now and have like a different set of eyes, and also with the years and years of wedding planning and understanding this journey for couples, it's changed a lot. But I would say back then it was a 2-day rental. I was just a fan of J.Lo.
Yeah, fair. I was also a 2-day rental. I think I watched it one time and then I was like, okay, that's enough. And I now adore Jane Fonda. And so like I have a special place in my heart. And her acting and everything is fabulous. But in this, where she just gets to be crazy and loud, like I loved watching her in this. But at the time, I didn't have that appreciation for her.
I talked all sorts of shit about this movie, but I ate it up. It's a would buy. I own this movie, and I remember being in the theater laughing so hard watching this movie. And I thought that like J.Lo
Yeah.
okay, so
We have
here's the thing.
conflicting. It's conflicting.
It
Yeah.
Yes.
is because J.Lo is a good actress.
Thank you.
She is. If you go back to it's
Selena,
her Selena Day, but even before that,
Out
when
of
she was
Sight.
doing
In
Metro,
Manhattan,
what was
Wedding
that?
Planner,
No,
Anaconda.
Oh, Anaconda.
Anaconda, yes, I think. You know what? I got too scared for the big like snakes that scare me already, and then you make it bigger. No, thank you. So it's gonna be hard for me to cover that one. But no, like when she, yes, the Out of Sight, but the movie she did with Wesley Snipes, where she was, I think it was like on a train or something. I can't remember, but she was good in that. Those were
Even enough, she was good.
enough I had problems with because I'm like, stop reheating Julia Roberts nachos, please.
Mm,
Thank you.
Money Train. Money Train was the
Thank
there
you,
you
Money
go.
Train. Yes. So I do think she has the chops to be a good actor, but she was getting these roles with these rom-coms, and I think for me personally, it was that these characters were very whitewashed,
Hmm.
right? Like a lot of the times they would address that she was a Latina, but then like everything else about it just seemed whitewashed. I think Wedding Planner is the most egregious for me, where
Mhm.
like her grandma
Is Italian.
is Italian. I was
They're
like,
all Italian.
please stop. Please stop
Yeah.
playing in my face about this, you know? So, because I just feel like your character doesn't have to be necessarily about race, but I do think that with a lot of minorities, so much of who we are is our culture. Like it's
Hmm.
not something that's separated. So it just feels so inauthentic, especially the way that she is in real life, where she is always talking about, J.Lo from the Bronx.
The ham
It always,
sandwich and the orange drink, if you know, you know.
yeah, it just always takes me out of the movie
Yeah.
every time. So in this
Ugh.
movie is just another example of that. Does she go toe to toe with Jane Fonda? Yes. I do think she gets really into it towards the
Yes.
end of the movie, but there's that like sappy, weird. I hate it.
I
I
mean,
like
also
there's no spunk.
she's a dog walker. Like, I
Right.
mean, all of it starts. I mean, and again, I'm torn because I will be loyal to the J.Lo. I will, and again, she stole Ashanti's voice, so I hate that about it. Like, but I am a J.Lo fan, and I and
Yeah.
I and I say that with such sensitivity because as somebody who obviously like pays attention to what's important now. But that was the era of whiteness, and as somebody who grew up being queer and minority, those were the stories that I felt like I resonate with. But then again,
Hmm.
at that time, I think I wanted to be white, and I think I was maybe thinking that I was white. So, that's kind of the tough part about watching these movies now. It's like kind of hard to separate that lens. And again, you have like Adam Scott, who's playing a gay man and he's straight. So it's like,
Yeah.
how much of that is like appropriate now? But I don't know, I always have this bias to J.Lo because she's talented and
Yeah.
she does kill a rom-com and I wish she would go back and I wish she would do it again. But again, maybe it's just not the right time anymore. She's still trying to build fan base back.
Will she have that weird
The one we
movie with
watched.
Owen Wilson?
Oh, that was horrible.
It
That
was
one was bad.
terrible.
But the one that we watched at your house,
Oh,
Jackie, was
yes.
actually not bad. The
Which one did
Amazon
we?
one, where it's
Oh,
Jennifer
yes.
Coolidge is in it. What is that one
Yes.
Oh, I
called?
love that one. Oh
Yes.
my God, hold on. It's the wedding one again, but it's
Yes.
hold on, let me pull it
Where
up.
they were at the resort and then it was like the gorilla like army men come in.
Josh
Is that the one?
Josh Josh Duhamel, right?
Dumas. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Because we also at your house we watched the one with
Shotgun
Brooke.
Wedding.
Yes, that one was
What
good.
is it called?
Shotgun
Shotgun
Wedding.
Wedding.
And it was really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
2003, streaming on Prime Video, January 27th, 2003. Thank you, Google. But again, like that was peak, like that's such peak her energy. And she's
Yeah.
so good at playing quirk, but it's also hard because we've now seen so much of her in real life that it's like hard to see her be a dog walker and like be like a flighty
I,
ditzy, a ditzy girl that dresses all ditzy. And again, I think
yeah.
you nailed it. She's dressing like a ditzy white girl in the beach. Like that's the character she's playing.
I had the thought that I was like, she must have hated every second of scenes with those dogs. She hits
Oh,
a dog in the head with a newspaper.
she
I
does.
rewound it and I was like, did that just
Humping.
happen?
Yeah, the dog was humping and she like smacks him in the face.
Yeah.
oh, I
But
don't
also,
know.
is that J.Lo or is that the director?
Right. But also, like, as a person, you just feel like, I don't want to hit a dog,
Yeah.
just as like a human. Like, no, please, can I just be like, shoo, shoo, shoo? Like,
Yeah, I was, you're right. You know what it is that we know too much about her
yes.
life
Now. Yeah.
and who she is. And it's just like, I'm not buying that J.Lo is in no damn dress shirt with jeans. Why was she wearing a dress?
Because it was
Okay,
the time. It
okay,
was a
Even
time
we're
like
of our
that
lives.
like knitted shawl thing she was wearing with her hair, like with bit bobby pins, like she would
yeah.
never, like J.Lo would never, but I do still have this like sensitivity to her where I'm
Yeah.
like, and I love that, and I can commit to the movie and enjoy it because I do love the character she plays, and I do love this movie so much because I think the spy versus spy energy of it and like that tit versus tat thing. I love that banter,
Yeah.
and the cast is so good. The cast is pretty incredible.
So the movie came out May 13th, 2005. Surprisingly, the budget was 43 million. I did not expect that. And it made $155 million. Dollars. I would have to guess that a good amount of the budget probably went to paychecks.
Hmm.
You can't have Academy Award winning Jane Fonda with and give her chump change. So and the opening weekend box office was Monster-in-Law #1, Kicking and Screaming at #2, Unleashed. Which one is that? I don't remember that one.
No,
At
I'll
number
look it up.
three, Kingdom of Heaven at #4, and House of Wax at #5. So the film actually ran 849 sneak preview screenings on Mother's Day. Funny enough, is she in Mother's Day? No, she's not in that movie.
No,
No, Julie
Julia
Roberts
is.
is
Okay,
with
my
that
bad.
terrible bob.
Oh, it's
That
the worst.
burn it.
Terrible.
So they had 849 sneak preview screenings on Mother's Day before the release. New Line's president, however, David Tuckerman, publicly stated that he had doubts about the strategy of like playing this on Mother's Day. But the film actually achieved 90% attendance, and he stated that the marketing department really hit a home run with that. I don't know
Men
how
should not speak on women. That's
right.
what that right that lesson is men need to leave it to women.
He
Yeah.
it's not even just I don't even think it's just men. I think these studio heads, who are mostly men, are just really dumb. Like what I'm realizing is if you're rich doesn't necessarily mean you make any sense
Fair.
whatsoever. Because why wouldn't a female driven movie with Jane Fonda and J.Lo combined do well on Mother's Day
Yeah.
about a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law? Like
Yeah.
that seems like a no-brainer, but
Unleashed is a French action thriller directed by some guy and then written by that terrible man, Luc Besson.
oh,
Yeah.
Also, just salary info. I don't know if you care, but it says that Jane Fonda was reportedly paid around 10 to 15 for her role
Oh,
million, and Jennifer Lopez was reportedly paid around 15 million.
Okay.
interesting.
So
So
yeah,
that's half the budget right there, just in salary.
hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Roger Ebert, Lil Raj.
What Little Raj have to say?
He gave the movie 1 out of 4 stars. I just
Boo!
tomato, tomato, tomato.
Boo!
And here's what he said. We're constantly talking ill of the dead on this show. You do not keep Jane Fonda off screen for 15 years, only to bring her back as a specimen of rabid momism. You write a role for her. It makes sense. It fits her. You like her in it. It gives her a relationship with Jennifer Lopez that could plausibly exist in our time and space. It gives her a son who's not a wandered over after the ER audition. And it, sorry. And it doesn't supply a supporting character who undercuts every scene she's in by being more on topic than any of the leads. You
I'm
know,
I'm not mad at Lil Raj's
What?
little snarky.
No.
he's not wrong in
He's
a lot of
not.
parts. But one thing that I read in the articles where Jane Fonda was interviewed about doing the movie and why she decided, because this was like a long hiatus from acting. She had essentially retired. So
Mhm.
for her to come back out of retirement to do this movie, a lot of people didn't think it made sense. But she said she was just in a stage of life where she just stopped, didn't care, and wanted to do something really silly and fun. And, everything doesn't have to be so serious. I think that's
Yeah.
one of the issues that we're having of when it comes to media, even now. Everyone has all this shit to say. I'm like, why can't we just have silly, stupid movies that make us laugh and feel good? You know?
You know who does that really well, and I appreciate it, is Channing Tatum. He'll just show up anywhere.
I
And
Yes,
love
you're
he
him.
just
will.
like,
Yeah.
oh, is
No,
that Tatum as a gimp in that movie? Okay, we got
I
it.
I think Matt Damon,
He
like,
does it well too.
yeah, he has like the list of just random cameos he has is quite extensive.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
randomly Loki in,
Right.
in Marvel. Well, I also read that Jane Fonda was like, why not do a rom-com vehicle with J.Lo as lead at peak J.Loism? Like, it's
Right.
a safe bet to do a rom-com, play like the antagonist to J.Lo. You're not going to lose. And she didn't. It made a ton of money. So, she, businesswoman
I don't
through
know.
and
And
through.
Maybe I'm also like, rose color eyes with like the history of just what we learned about Jane Fonda after the fact is that she's always been an activist. So in my
Yes.
mind, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's like why she loved the fact that she could also play opposite Wanda Sykes, who I'm assuming even in 2000s, we weren't really getting a lot of like people of color in film and to like lead the movie the way that I feel like because Wanda steals the scenes. Like
Yes.
she's so funny and so incredible in this movie that like I don't know, maybe there's a lot of different purposes for her. But also I didn't know until we rewatched this that again it was 15 years that she'd been on. This was her first movie back, which I think is very interesting.
also, like, Wanda did a lot of improv, like the scene where she's holding the champagne bottle and
Yes.
I forgot what line she says, but Jane said that was just Wanda saying it off the cuff. So I think just the cast was huge for her and just the ability to to have fun. Because we have to also remember that, like, this wasn't too far after, like, she had divorced Ted. What's Ted's last name?
Turner.
Turner. So there was like a lot of changes happening. But Little Raj isn't the only one. They mostly got bad reviews. But Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle was one of the few critics who gave the film a positive review, writing, "It's a crude, obvious comedy which occasionally clunks, but it's often very funny as well as being a really shrewd bit of popular entertainment. Its appeal resides in a lot of things, not the least of which is a sophisticated awareness of what an audience brings to it." Like,
I
the audience wants to give it to them.
yeah, like to your point, it's just like sometimes we just want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And as long as the writing is good and the acting is good, like just make us laugh. Like
I don't think the writing was good. I will say that.
I think
There was a few times that I realized that in
yeah.
and there was like a line about the fish balls, the appetizer, and like
Yeah.
Yes.
some of those like bits were a little, yeah, they felt a little bit like slapstick in the worst way. But again,
I think
favorite.
the actors carried this movie,
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
which is a great segue before we get into our cast and crew. We should hear a message from our pod pals.
Hey Sam, do you love rom-coms?
Absolutely not. They're the worst.
What?
Just kidding. They're my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah, I love them too, but my love life has not turned out the way these movies say that it will. Just, I guess put it that way.
Well, which do you think came first? The rom-com or our weird ways of thinking about love and romance?
Well, that's a real chicken or egg scenario, and it seems like something maybe someone should talk about. Maybe us, maybe in podcast form.
Oh my god, you're so right. Each week on the Rom Complex, we pick a topic and then we chat about the romance movies that have affected our lives. For better or for worse. Mostly for worse.
It's the Rom Complex with Shelby Sweeterman
And Sam Frontera.
Okay, so cast and crew. Mark Ruffalo was initially offered the role for the male lead and for the male lead Kevin Fields, but he declined.
Wow.
Okay, so my question for this movie was, here's the thing. If we ever have Michael Fortin on the show, we'll delete the files, delete the files. But I just feel like I have yet to see a movie where he has range. And you
Yeah.
know I love him in
Oh,
Alias.
uh,
I do. But he is literally playing the same person all the
I
time.
mean, that is though, I realize that in Hollywood, that is also a type. And again,
Yeah.
don't shoot me, but Julia Roberts is Julia Roberts.
Whoa,
Is
whoa, whoa,
Julia
whoa, whoa,
Roberts.
whoa,
Is
whoa,
Julia Roberts.
whoa.
Is Julia Roberts. Is Julia Roberts. But I will stand and fight people for Julia Roberts. But it's Julia
I,
Roberts. It's the same, like like every cadence, it's all Julia Roberts, in my opinion. So I feel like there's people that we love, and Michael Vartan, yes, like he's
okay, but there's a
basic.
there's a spectrum, Jason, and Julia
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Because I could put Denzel there. Yes, I'm saying that, but they both have the ability to have some range.
Yes. Like Aaron Brockovich, Julia is obviously not the same as Pretty Woman
Right.
Julia,
Right.
So
but
she
kind of
she
the
has
same.
yeah, she has moments. I'm
Yes.
not saying that she doesn't, but she she has moments where I'm like, okay, she can do the thing.
Yeah.
But Michael Vartan though plays
I mean,
milk
he was cast
toast.
as wasn't he eye candy? That's what he was, right? That's what he was in this
And
movie.
and that's what I was getting to. Although he is milk toast in this movie, but I do think that's the point, right? The point of this movie is for these two leads to shine. Like if
Hmm.
he was really grounded in what he was doing, then it would have thrown maybe the dynamic off. But even still, I don't know. I do get upset with him too because he sets Charlie up for he doesn't set her up
Yes.
for success.
Yeah, he
Yes.
plays a very passive, but then again, I hate to say it, in the realm of real life with weddings and with mother-in-laws, and especially with mothers and their sons,
Yeah.
his archetype is pretty
And
on
then
point in certain ways.
and then you add the layer of the wasp and
Hmm.
aspect of it. Like
Hmm.
I do think there is a layer of this movie to talk about white womanhood and
Oh,
their relationships with their sons, especially like boy moms aren't beating the allegations in this movie. I'm sorry to say,
Yeah.
but her, Charlie being a Latina and just like how the mom reacts to it, and then it's aggressive, but it's passive aggressive aggressive.
Hmm.
yeah,
And that's very like anybody who's ever married into a waspy family that may
yeah.
be outside of that culture could so understand what the
I'm from
hell is
Orange
going on.
County. I'm from Orange County, California. That is all my experience growing up, 100%. But Mark Ruffalo would have been a very interesting choice. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. That's such and again, I think maybe he's like a little bit darker and like dingier in a way where I feel like he feels a little bit
I
interesting.
could
I wouldn't be able to see it.
I couldn't imagine him as like a waspy
I
son
know.
of
No. He'd be like the activist son that's constantly fighting with his waspy mom.
right. Like he wouldn't be this like passive, oh, mom's just being mom kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
and he's just so dry.
I have a
Even the
hard time with Michael Vartan just because I've never been kissed. And I'm just like, you tried to date a teenager. And then you were mad when you found out she was not, in fact, a teenager.
Yeah.
oh, when we do that movie, Lord help us. So apparently Nia Vardalos was originally considered for the role of Charlie, and I just don't see that working at all either.
No. Because it
That's
would,
so interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can see Maya
So
Rudolph, the Lucy Liu, Jessica Alba all being considered for the role of Charlie. It's also very fascinating. I can actually see Jessica Alba
mhm.
yes.
handling it. I can't see Lucy Liu, and I don't know if I could see Maya Rudolph either. But there are characteristics of this like kind of like hoarder slash like carny vibes that she kind of has in the character that I feel like Maya could play better than I
Yeah.
think J.Lo did, where like, oh, I can see Maya being a dog walker. I can't really see J.Lo being a dog walker.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. I think Maya would have been like this movie would have been elevated to a whole nother level comedy wise. Her versus Jane
Absolutely.
Fonda, like it would have been insane.
And Maya's just way more grounded in her acting, where you can see her being a temp. You can see her doing these side gigs just to get
Yeah.
by, but also knowing her worth and that she is worthy of marrying Kevin.
It's very interesting that all three of these women are, they're minority women, but also could do the milk toast kind of whitewashed thing
Yeah.
as well. I
They
think
toe
They're,
Jessica
that
Alba,
line. Yeah.
I hate to
Jessica
say they're
Alba
like
would have
this.
done it best.
I feel like it's kind of like they're like the approved people of color, you know, like at that
Yes.
era and that time, which is unfortunate because now we understand that's tokenism, right? But like it is interesting because I just now process the fact that a lot of the jokes wouldn't have also worked if the person wasn't a person of color, which I think
Hmm.
is part of the sham of the 2000s rom-coms is that they were all kind of underlyingly racist, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if Maya would have, like, Maya was not as popular in 2005 as like when
No.
came out. So well, trying to think.
I don't think so.
Maybe
I mean,
like,
people
yeah,
knew her from Saturday Night Live if they were Saturday Night Live fans, but I feel
yeah.
like we wouldn't have caught her. But I also think Nia is a very like I think that's such a random stretch from the other actresses. So
Hmm.
it's so interesting how that whole process works.
Because interestingly enough, Nia is white, but she culturally, she still like
Is she
would
white?
be, but that's the thing, like she's Greek. And when we look at what the spectrum of white is that exists today, it is embodied in white, but like when you tap into when you're tied into your culture, it does make you a little bit outside, almost like not, it's like white adjacent, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And you're not for me to speak on white people's business, but unfortunately, a lot of the times as Black people, we can be well versed because we're watching it from from
From
the
the
outside
outside.
looking in.
Yeah.
I just think Jessica Alba would have been probably the most equivalent to J.Lo.
But
Yeah, I
I
can.
I don't think Jessica Alba has the comedic chops that J.Lo does.
Oh no, not in the slightest.
No, no.
Yeah, not in the slightest. Lucy Liu would have been fun, but it's hard. It's hard for me to watch her. It made me uncomfortable to watch her in a whitewash character like Alex in Charlie's Angels.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I don't want to watch that again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because even in Charlie's Angels, her dad was played by John Cleese. So they were just totally,
She was like adopted, wasn't she, or
yeah.
something? Yeah, I mean, but
Beats
again,
me.
that's also interesting because it is kind of again that era where like even in Ally McBeal, she wasn't like an Asian actress in Ally McBeal. She was the strict, scary, but like I don't think they led with the Asian being her thing.
But I think what was great about her and Ally McBeal is that it was like a flip where, I don't know, there was a lot of fetish, I can never say the word.
Fetishization.
Fetishization.
That's a hard word.
Anyways, we're off course, but that's
No,
okay.
It's okay. It's a good conversation.
we do
Important
like this
conversation to
movie,
have.
right?
Elaine Stritch, who plays Viola's mother-in-law, wasn't even 13 years older than Jane Fonda. So
Well,
that was
Jane loves a
interesting.
good look. When I watched this movie, I was like, okay, damn, this was 2005. And Jackie and I loved the TV show
Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie. And I was like, she's doing pretty good considering it's 20 years later with her face. Like she was infamous back then for having work done.
Yeah.
And now it's like
She
whole
was
kit and caboodle.
68
Damn.
in 2005.
How old is she now?
88. Still getting arrested. Like, this
Wild.
lady
That's
is a
wild.
legend.
Her
She was born in
and
Wait, Jane Fonda is
1937.
88?
Yeah.
Dang.
she's older than Nana.
So, I mean, we know she's had work done, but she still looks great for 88. The best
Yeah.
surgeons.
Yeah. All right, let's quickly dive into this movie.
We haven't
Okay.
talked about the movie yet.
It's always how it goes.
Yeah.
So the movie opens. We meet Charlie, played by J.Lo, and we see that she's portrayed as a little bit of a free spirit. She works for a temp agency and she walks dogs for a living, and she's just kind of living her little like LA life with
In a beautiful apartment that
right.
like it would cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah. It's like the friends of it all. Like how are they paying for the
Exactly.
place?
And we also meet her friend. I forgot his name already. Played by Adam
Scott. Like Adam Scott.
Remy.
Remy.
I love how like he just goes into everybody's shit. Like that scene where he comes out with the
I have
hat.
to say, as a gay man, he did an amazing job, I think. I think he plays it so well where he's not like, I love the fact that they also didn't make him play overly feminine. They made
Yeah.
him play overly sexual, which is like very, I would hate to say it's like a stereotype, but it is pretty true. But I do like his character. I think he's sassy in the best way, and I think he's a great person to play that character.
I loved his shirt that said, "I'll be
Sugar
your
daddy?
sugar
Yes.
daddy."
Your next sugar daddy or something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that. That was cute.
We also meet her other friend, who I just known as the like drama from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Morgan.
Yes.
Yes.
Annie
She's
Paris.
gorgeous. She's
She's so
so
pretty.
beautiful. I think she's so beautiful and I love her. I think she's such a great actress.
She wears a skirt in one scene where it looks like there's like beaded words on different panels of the skirt. And I was like, I need that skirt.
I love her. I love her.
So we see Charlie just kind of hanging out with her friends, working. It seems like everyone enjoys being around her. Like when she's working at the hospital or the doctor's office, she knows all the patients by name and stuff. So I'm like, how much of a temp are you if you've been there long enough to like know Mr. Jenkins? And
I don't know. Did she ever say she was a temp or she just said she like worked multiple jobs? I feel like the
I think
mom
she's
did she
Oh,
say
you know what? You're right.
I feel like
Maybe
the mom said she's like a
no,
temp,
at the
but
very beginning, she gets a phone call from the temp agency.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
But the thing with temps is like you don't know how long they had. Like, so she could have done a really long stretch at one point so everyone knows her, and then she came back.
Okay.
So that doesn't sound too insane. But now, what's crazy is like when I was watching that movie and like they were looking down on her for being a temp, we're now in this economy where it's a gig economy and people are talking about a portfolio economy where instead of just saying like I am a marketer, now it's like you have a portfolio of things that are available to you so that you can make money. And I think that's
Hmm.
where we're going to start seeing things. So maybe she was a pioneer. Who knows?
Yeah. Ooh, I
Multiple
was,
streams of income is what it's called now. But back in the day,
Yes.
it was called floozy and flighty and like, you know, but now it's called hustling and like
I would have loved if they like were able to dive into the reason that this free-spiritedness came from the fact that, she lost her parents and
Mhm.
so she doesn't want to, maybe there's some like fear behind it or
commitment
something.
issues.
Yeah. And I feel like that would have been really good in how she is with her boyfriend. Like
Mhm.
not saying yes to getting married right away would have made more sense.
I did panic a little bit when she went to leave that apartment and she left the candles burning by her parents. I was like, that's dangerous and you should blow those out. I know Rory
But
is
that's
there,
her
but
character. She doesn't care. She's the type to leave a candle.
I'm like, Rory can't be trusted to for candle safety. Those need to be blown out before you leave. But that was just me being my anxiety was peaked. So we see her, she's walking the dogs, and by walking the dogs, she's reading a newspaper on a beach. Like
Well, it's like after she rocked them, I
so
think.
we're resting the dogs.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
I
chilling with
couldn't
them.
I couldn't get over the fact that the newspaper has a blurred image of a woman and it's like
I
not
didn't even
blurred like
notice.
it's
I
not I
didn't
know I could not get over it. I was like because I was watching I was like why is that newspaper image blurred but like it didn't look like it was blurred like post. It looked like it was blurred in the print. And so
Hmm.
it just
Weird.
was really interesting where it was like okay, I can understand why, but it was like a good minute that I think that scene was on, and I was like, why is it blurred? But that's again my ADHD. My ADHD.
We just hyper focus on one thing. The candles for me, the blurred picture for you.
Yeah.
There are so many things that are like supposed to give us context clues as to Charlie is bohemian. So one,
Yes.
bitch ain't got one job, she got multiple
Mhm.
jobs. Two, she's wearing the dress over the jeans. We know it's the time. C, Ashley Tisdale at the Princess Diaries 2
Yes.
premiere. Okay. But yeah, so she's wearing that, but she does tarot. She's got candles everywhere. She reads her horoscope. So, like, okay, girl, we get it. You're not with the religious stuff. She's bohemian.
Yeah.
She's outside the box.
She
And I
paints
feel
her
like they
walls.
could have
She
just made
paints
her
her walls.
Latina and that would have been enough. But
Yeah.
hey, hey.
Yeah.
And then while she's sitting on the beach reading her horoscope, it's like you will find love or something like that. And then Michael Vartan runs by in
Hot.
slow-mo Baywatch style and like turns and they
Hot.
lock eyes and it was all over for him, it seems.
What is interesting about that scene is that he locks eyes with her and she does this thing where it's almost as she's looking behind her to see if he's looking
Who,
at someone else.
me?
Right. But then she also doesn't look at him again. She sees that he's cute, sees that he looks at her. I don't think it's me, looks away, and then she goes about her business. And I love when her friends clock her for this because she's like, oh, yeah, I saw him again and he was so beautiful. And they're like, what happened when you talked to him? Oh, I didn't do that. What? What? But, she saw him again at the coffee shop, and this
Hmm.
guy is like giving one of the baristas a hard time, which I think is the girl playing that role is the model from Head Over
Yes.
Heels.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I love her. But then I was wondering, like, because I think she's gorgeous, and I love Head Over Heels also. But interesting, because I wonder who that guy is. The guy that plays
He's
the
he's an actor
Danielle's much
too.
better at this than I am.
Yeah, but okay, his name is oh wait, is it Mark Moses? That's his name, Mark Moses.
Okay, I'll tell you what other movie he
He
was
was in
in.
Desperate Housewives
Yes,
and
he
Mad Men.
was. Yeah. I was like, I know he's somebody.
Big Mama's
But
House 2 is also one of his, but he looked like somebody that like cameoed, but I guess he wasn't a cameo, but it seemed like a perfect position for a cameo of like
Yeah.
the writer or like, what the Marvel
yeah.
guy would do.
Or Ben Affleck showing up.
Okay, but you know how I am
Oh,
about
connect the dots for me, Danielle. Connect the
what I love about this movie is that it adds to the lore of Ben, Jen,
and
and
Jen.
Bennifer.
Oh.
Because Michael Vartan was on the show Alias, and when Jennifer Garner first started on the show, she was married to Scott Foley, and then they divorced. And the rumor was that her and Michael Vartan started to like hook up before like they were divorced, whatever. Then they dated for quite a bit of the chunk of the show. I think Alias lasted for 4 seasons. By the time we get to the fourth season, Michael Vartan is mysteriously quote unquote killed in the season finale of the third season, which I was devastated. And then we find out like halfway through the fourth season that he's alive. Anywho, some people say that's because Michael Vartan and Jennifer Garner broke up, and it's not the time periods lapse over each other, so we don't really know when they broke up and when her and Ben Affleck started to get together. And obviously, him and Jen getting together was right after him and J.Lo had their marriage, their wedding called off, and then they broke up. So when we did 13 going on 30, there's like this whole thing about the fact that Jennifer Garner is walking throughout the whole movie and Jennifer Lopez's face is on all these magazines, and it's like foreshadowing before her and Ben get together.
Wow.
So it's just like I love how they just keep circling the drainage and they don't like
And it's still
insane.
going. And it's still
Yes.
going.
It is, and I did another clip where I was talking about like add Blake Lively on top of this because she was in the town with Ben Affleck and there was
Ugh.
rumors about them being together, but like Jennifer Garner had like I truly believe that she fucking hates that girl.
I mean,
But
I don't know. I also loved Jennifer Garner until I saw that like
the round
microaggressive.
table,
Yes. And I was like, what is her deal right now? Who is she mad at?
we have to remember as I usually ride or die for Jennifer Garner, but we have to remember the girl is from Virginia.
Yeah.
I don't care how Democrat she is. There's a
Yeah.
lot of there's a lot of unlearning she
Unbiased.
needs
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was just
And
you can't even edit that to make it seem what it was. It was just
no,
aggressive. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Anywho, so
So
now
then we're
we're at the coffee
at,
shop or we're past because they've run into each other at the
well,
coffee
and we
shop.
see Charlie's kind of character in that like the mean guy drops a 20 on the ground, and so she throws it in the tip jar for the barista. Like she's a
Like,
girl's
thanks, girl.
girl.
So I have a question for you guys. If you watch this altercation, you see the $20 on the floor. Are you giving it to the girl for the tip, or are you just saying, I found $20?
Oh, I'm giving it to the girl.
My initial thought was to return it to its owner because that's the right thing to do.
Oh,
I
Oh,
know.
I don't know
even though-
how we're friends.
I know, and it's just that initial like it should go back to its owner. But then like I reflected and I was like, no, he's terrible. Give it to the barista. Like I don't need the $20 as much as the barista needs the $20.
well, I do need the $20. If you want to just give me $20, that would be great.
That's a lot
Jackie-
of Crunchwrap Supremes.
Jackie went all the way
That's
left.
actually only like 2. It's actually not a lot of Crunchwrap Supreme. The prices are up.
Yeah, depending on where I was in life, I'd have been like, I would have taken the 20, bought me a coffee, gave her a little
Yes.
bit of tip, and then take the rest to go. Because I don't know that barista. I don't.
But it's karma, Danielle.
The Lord
What would you
gave
do?
me the
What would John
$20.
Quiones comes out of the back and he's like, "You're on. What would you do?"
I'm not signing this release. You can't use my image on this show. That's what I would have done. So it wouldn't have mattered what I would have done because he can't show it on national television.
Yeah.
Taking my $20. First, I would have said, John Quiones, are you paying me for this episode?
Yeah.
Is it going to be in perpetuity? So now we are at the event that Charlie is helping be a cater waiter for. It's her friend.
Catering. It's her friend's
Yes.
catering gig because she's like a chef.
Yes. With the fish balls.
Yeah, with the
And
fish
so
ball.
she goes out and she sees Michael Vartan for the third time. And there's a really awkward exchange about fish balls. And then you also see this woman,
Fiona.
Fiona,
God,
the
she was
worst.
made to be a villain. Like
Ugh.
everything about her look triggered me to my core because it was just like the mean girl from my Orange County high school like trauma, but like she really killed that role because she was evil.
She was
Yes.
terrible because, like, y- you could compartmentalize what Viola is doing, but there's no reason for Fiona to just go balls to the wall and, like, I'm going to make out with this man that I know is engaged.
Yeah, because she believes, like, from what they've been told, that he's supposed to be someone like her and not someone
Yes.
like that.
She's part of the patriarchy and she's
Yeah.
really just 10 toes down in it. Like,
What other movies she plays this role all the
I
time?
feel like she's been in 40 Days, 40 Nights, Just Married, Torque. She was in The House Bunny,
Mm.
Austin Powers. Oh, I didn't know that she was in Austin Powers.
mhm.
Adam's Family Values. She's been in a lot. The Mod Squad.
Was she the mean girl at the camp?
Mm-mm.
No,
Different
that was
girl.
someone else. I
Mm-hmm.
got excited.
But I mean, talk about a type. Triggering.
For a
Yeah.
hot second, I thought she was Allegra from Hitch, but it's a different blonde lady with a chin dimple.
Her and Bridget Wilson, I think, probably went for the same roles because
Yeah.
I always, and again, I love Bridget Wilson from Wedding Planner, who played opposite Matthew McConaughey's character, but they like that look is so iconically 2000 mean bully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so Kevin gets Charlie kind of off to the side and he's like, I want to date
He's
you.
going for it.
Yeah, he's just, let's do this. And Fiona does not like that. And so Fiona corners Charlie and tells her the lamest 2000 lie ever, which is, oh, he's gay. And Charlie is just like, huh, I didn't get that vibe. Like, but okay. And then what happens after that?
So after that, Kevin decides to call her. He gets her
That's
number
right.
from, I'm guessing her friend, the caterer, and he tries to shoot a shot and tells her he'd like her to walk his dog. His best friend is played by Will Arnett, which is wild. And they're
Can we talk
brain
about
surgeons.
Will Arnett's character really quickly?
Uh-huh.
How he dates the like Britney Spears-esque teenage pop star. And then at the end, at the wedding, he hits on the underage girl at the buffet.
I don't think he's dating the pop star. I think it's just a young blonde girl because they don't look the same to me.
Oh, I thought it was the pop star. He had something for young girls, and I hated it.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I mean, also
gross.
that I think this. I mean, we now learn
Yes.
that it actually was designed that way.
Yes.
But I think in this era too, it was kind of like that whole era where they were like counting down Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen getting like turning of age, or Lindsay Lohan turning of age, and now we again can't. We've learned too much. We're like, oh, it's like systemic, and it's actually like
everywhere.
It goes back to Shirley Temple.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been going on for a long time.
But we love the movie.
Yeah. The countdown clocks were pretty bad.
So now their relationship evolves pretty damn quickly. Once Charlie and Kevin start dating, it seems like it's fast track to engagement, like 0 to 60. You do get a little bit of a montage of them just like enjoying each other.
Honestly, I don't think it's that weird. One thing I could say about men is that like when they know they know, and like you'll see somebody who's dating a guy forever and he doesn't make the commitment, and then like the very next person that he's with, he makes the commitment, and
Mhm.
it's just like, what the hell? And so I'm not like, I don't think it's crazy that it was
Their
that
light went
fast.
on.
The light was on. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I just think that they have to be ready. Like, and when they're ready, it's like, you're good. Let's go. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah. And so he proposes, and then around this time, we meet Viola. And so she is this boss lady talk show, hard
She's
hitting
literally,
interviewer. Yeah, it's just Barbara Walters in
yeah.
a Jane Fonda package. But we see her, or we meet her on the day that they replace her with a younger, newer model.
And we also meet her assistant we meet Wanda Sykes' character.
Yeah, Ruby. Is that her
Yes.
name?
And Ruby is hilarious because she is realizing that she's about to get fired. And she also has to go and be professional and interview. At the time, the comparison could be to Britney Spears, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And then for some reason, she decides to attack the girl for,
She has a, a mental breakdown, but on
yes,
camera.
yeah. And she's triggered by this young
Mhm.
girl who doesn't know what Roe v. Wade is, which now
Isn't
looking at,
interesting?
yeah,
Yeah. It's
I was like,
interesting that that was the reference that like sent her
yes.
over the edge.
yes. And like there were a couple of things mentioned in that conversation where I'm like, oh, God damn it. It's 20 years later. We're still talking, having these conversations.
And she
Why?
wasn't wrong. Everything she
No.
said was like, this is the generation learning from this, that they don't even know Roe v. Wade and they're going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
And she was right.
You know I processed though in that situation is just how deeply problematic we were towards Britney. Because
Mhm.
even in this parody, it was just like, wow, like we were shitting on her from just like we just shit on her as much as we could in every different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then to know like Jane Fonda is somebody who is like an advocate and all this stuff, like even Jane Fonda couldn't like be she had to everyone had to participate in the
Mhm.
shitting on of Britney Spears. It's just really sad.
Yeah. Even in parody form,
Yeah.
Hmm.
100%. Which I could bring back Britney Spears to the Ben Affleck of it all, because
Yep.
when Ben Affleck was with J.Lo, or they might have been broken up. I'm not sure. I gotta look at that timeline. But he goes on today to say that he didn't really know Britney. But in her memoirs, I believe she talks about that they like slept together.
Yep.
And there was always like blind items about that. And she was very much underage when they did. That's why he swears he don't know her. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Ben was like BFFs with the Weinsteins.
Gross.
Yeah. Ugh.
Anywho.
So Viola has her little meltdown, but at the same time, Kevin wants to introduce her to Charlie.
Well, no,
Isn't
okay,
it?
so it's like, I want to say it's like a month later. She has been put
Okay.
into a facility and it's time for her to come out. And Kevin goes to like see his mom. And this is where Ruby's like, Kevin, this is not the time to be introducing your mom to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
But Kevin doesn't care. And he brings her he brings his girlfriend to meet his mom, and it's like he's so enamored by the fact that they're getting along, having tea and talking, and that's when he's like, oh, I'm going to propose. I've had this ring in my pocket for 2 weeks and I'm going to propose. So he proposes at first without the ring, and you can see that the mom is like ready to lose her mind.
Yeah.
She excuses herself because Ruby's watching this whole thing and is like, oh God, this is gonna be bad. And then she gets it in her head that, oh, the only reason this is happening is because Charlie has to be pregnant. And she
Right.
brings it up. And Charlie is very like passive. Like honestly, she doesn't really yell until the very end of the
Hmm.
movie, which I think subverts the whole like spicy Latina trope in a sense, but
Yeah.
also feels very unrealistic.
Yeah, I would have liked it more if, like, from the beginning, she clocked what Viola was doing and just, like, immediately went tit for tat. Like, you're not going to treat me like this.
Yeah.
You know, like,
But if here's the other part of it. If she had clocked it and then was aggressive,
mhm.
we already saw what happened the moment that the mom tells Kevin that she yelled at her.
Mhm.
Kevin immediately takes his mother's side, regardless of how
Yes.
like aggressive or passive aggressive she was towards Charlie. So it would have never worked either
Yeah.
way. He still defends his mother almost to the end. There's never a point in this movie where he really stands up to his mom
Yeah.
because he's like willfully oblivious. I don't think it's that he's just oblivious. I think he doesn't even want to know.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I'm going out of town on business. Like, you take care of my mentally ill mother and have her move into our house. Like, what?
Right, because they decide they're going to get married. He gives her the ring, and then of course she has another breakdown and Ruby's like, "What the hell are you going to do?" And she's like, "I'm going to make sure that this wedding doesn't happen. I'm going to give her hell that she's going to want to break up." And when she does this, one of her tactics is to pretend that she's having kind of like she's sliding back into a nervous
Hmm.
breakdown. And here is where I have like, I know it's a movie, but my whole family is filled with medical professionals.
Hmm.
One, there's no way that Kevin would have let his mom see some sort of psychiatrist that was not somebody he knew in his realm of
Yes.
people. He would have done the
True.
research and asked who this guy was. That's
The
one.
Or
server,
why wouldn't
the server
she?
from the Ivy. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Or why
Right.
wouldn't she just go see her doctor that she was already seeing in the facility?
Exactly. So there's no way a brain surgeon in California would have been like, oh, yeah,
Just
I'm just
any old
trusting this
man.
rant. He would have asked. He
Yeah.
would have asked, like, mom is seeing this person or so that was insane to me that you made him a doctor and this is where you're going. I don't know.
Dr. Dum Dum.
Yeah,
No, pretty but dumb dumb.
Yeah. So then, yeah. So she has her little breakdown. And then it's like, oh, she needs to stay with us, but I'm going out of town. And Charlie is just happy in her new house, painting her Drew Barrymore flowers on the wall.
I know.
Like,
I know
she's
what
just,
I mean. Was that what we were all doing in the 2000s? Maybe it was just a better time when none of us had
right?
none of us had shit to do. Like what it was just like everyone just like free flowing and just like everyone has time in this movie. Maybe it's just a different era. Was this all
Right?
pre-pandemic? That's what it was like.
well, we didn't have phones to keep us
Oh, that's
busy.
true. We weren't
That's
Like,
scrolling
it.
on the TikTok
That's
or trying to
right.
actually
make
it.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had time to paint the walls with beautiful flowers.
Oh, sad.
But she doesn't have like a typical career trajectory
Yeah, that's
either.
true.
Like she goes in, she goes out, and that's it. Like there's no residual thinking about the job, and she has a lot more room. First of all, that house that they live in it's got to be millions of dollars.
Millions of
Hmm.
Like,
dollars.
yeah, it looks like it's on a decent street, but when you look at the exterior, like this is a big ass house
You
that
know what it
they're in.
kind of looks like? It kind of gives me the same neighborhood as Buffy Summer's home. Like,
Yeah, a little
but
bit, yeah.
yeah, and maybe that was just the era and the time.
Yeah.
And so Viola moves into the house and starts chaos everywhere. She just
I mean,
does the worst.
the range, the screaming, her laugh, her iconic like
Oh, she also, like, that first night where she's just hysterically crying in her bed. And then she's
so
like,
good.
sleep with me. And
Yeah.
then she's like full on punching her in her sleep. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way.
Was it
First of all,
is it triggering for you?
It really is.
there's no way I would have slept in that bed with that
Mm-mm.
lady. I don't know you like that. I know you're my future mother-in-law, but we don't know each other like that.
Yeah.
I'm not
But
sleeping
even
with
like
you.
the cultural, like the Dalai Lama bit where she's like wearing the Dalai Lama outfit and like the horror movie, but like there's so many. And again, this is like I don't know if it's just like classic rom-com, classic comedy slapstick, but it was so good. And I do I going back to like it's actor driven, so like I think the fact that they were able to do those really like shticky things, but it's Jane Fonda and J.Lo, I think it like somehow works.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, what?
part where she's like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm watching this movie too. You have to be quiet.
Yeah.
That spoke to my soul because my brother-in-law just, he is Jane Fonda. Like he just be asking questions. I'm like, Eric, we know as much as you do. Like we don't know any more than you do about this movie. Let's watch
There's
it together.
I
there's
think
like go ahead.
no, I was going to say every millennial or maybe older who is now watching their parents, that spoke to all of us.
There's a really good joke, and I hate to reference Ellen DeGeneres because she's
Mm.
terrible now, but back when she was great, Here and Now, her first comedy special, she makes a whole bit about that where she talks about like people talking in movies, and she like looks at them and says like, I don't know, let's find out together, shall we? Like it's such a funny thing, but it is so universally true. It really
Yeah.
is universally true.
So, and then now Charlie's hustling as it is, and now she's exhausted. She's fallen asleep at work. The dogs are almost running off because she's like nodding off, and it doesn't get any better because then it's the horror movie scene, and she ends up just like passing out on the couch in the most uncomfortable position I've ever seen someone lay in. I was like, how did you even fall asleep like that? But she's just exhausted, and Viola's not letting up at all. She's just like doubling down, tripling down every step of the way. She makes, was it beef and kidney pie one night
Uh,
for dinner, and Charlie's like choking it down because she's still trying to be, she's trying for the sake of this relationship with Kevin and how much he loves his mom.
and she truly believes, like, she does not believe in any ill intention. Like, she does not
Right.
even have the slightest hint that this woman is doing this on purpose
Yeah.
until her friends come over and just, well, it's actually one of her friends comes over, and of course he's just, is it both of them or one of them? I can't remember, but he goes through all of her stuff and finds
It's
out the
just
doc.
Remy, I
Oh, he
think.
finds out the drugs that she's supposedly taking are vitamins, and that she did a full background check on her and like all these things. And she's like, oh, hell no. So then that's when the game gets flipped. And she makes tripe. I don't know if you've ever had tripe.
I have.
I have not. I've seen it.
I like it.
I think people talk about it, but I don't think it's horrible, but it's not like the most
Good in
favorable
pho.
part. Yeah.
Good in pho.
Yeah.
So she
As
makes
long as
tripe.
it's seasoned, like
Yeah, yeah. I had pork belly the other day. I had bought pork belly. My grandma was like, "Is that like tripe?" I was like, "No, it's
it's
not."
like
But
bacon but fattier.
yeah. Anywho, so she figures it out, gives her the real medication that she
Hmm.
supposedly prescribed because she catches her trying to drink a martini because this lady is a full-on alcoholic
Oh yeah.
for 100%.
Like she calls them martinis. I think it's just vodka in a martini glass.
I think you're
Like
right.
there's no vermouth, there's no like even sploosh of olive juice. It's just vodka.
100%. And Charlie pays it forward. That bitch fell asleep. And like you said, Jason, I was worried that she was gonna drown in that soupy, yeah, water thing. But Charlie has the best sleep of her life, and she has the advantage of being able to pick up Kevin by herself from the
Hmm.
airport. And when Ruby comes in the morning, she's like, I thought I had to worry about you, but seems like I tip my hat off to your
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
you've caught on, and So now it's very much like tit for tat. They go out to dinner or to lunch with Kevin. Viola thinks she's just having lunch with him by herself, but Charlie is there. And this is where we get the scene of, I want you to be my maid of
Yeah.
honor. And oh, we missed the scene where Viola takes Charlie out and is like essentially trying to plan her wedding for her. And do you like the color peach? And has like a book with like the like little
Gaslighting
cutout
her.
heads
Yeah.
on the bride and
Gaslighting.
groom. And so Charlie flips the script and is like, I even got you a maid of honor dress in your favorite color, peach. And it does remind me of the kind of the dresses from The Sweetest Thing when they go to Vera's and have their movie montage.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very much in that vein.
Yeah.
And so now it's just kind of them going back and forth and just really just being awful to one another. And Kevin is just in his own little only son world, like just living his best life, gonna marry Charlie, have the best mom ever, has no clue the chaos that's going on behind the scenes. And then we have is it like the rehearsal dinner ish where the nuts and the gravy come in?
Well, yeah, at this point, the dinner where she was taking over the wedding happened. You said
Way
that was
earlier.
before. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But now, yes, now the game is afoot, I guess. I don't know. And they have the rehearsal dinner, and both of them have planned different things. So Charlie has invited the fake doctor slash waiter,
Mhm.
and Viola is more treacherous because she invites the woman who wants to sleep with her son, which is
Fiona.
Fiona. Yeah. At the table, at first I thought the girl that was with the best friend, Kevin's best friend, I thought that was Fiona, but it's a same girl, different person. I don't know. They look the same to me. And during this exchange, the waiter is literally waiting on everybody.
That was one of like the subtle like comedy threads that I really enjoyed, how he's just like grabbing and like someone who was even when she's like having an allergic reaction and someone's like grab some water, he's like sparkling her flat. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, she could have died from that. She does chop up the almonds and puts it in the gravy, which I also think is insane because it's like I would have looked at that gravy and been like, I don't want any. Why was it so chunky? Like, there's no way I would have put that.
Yeah. Like why
Would you have, Jason?
I mean, I love chunky gravy.
But like you could tell it's like nuts. It's weird. I don't know. She didn't grind it up enough for it to be a
I mean, I
surprise.
love that whole bit though. Like
Yeah.
the physical comedy of that just is such a, and again, I don't know if we get that anymore in movies. Like we don't have that much fun in like that slapstick behavior, but I love that whole scene because again, it's just fun to see Jane Fonda like that. And again with Wanda Sykes, like what a comedy duo, which is so unexpected too. They're so good together.
yes. Yeah, I love when they're like hide the nuts, and instead of just like putting them back in the
Yeah.
bag and hiding the
It
bag, they're like eating.
it's very Lucy and Ethel.
Yes, that's what I was
Yes.
Very
thinking. Yeah.
Lucy and Ethel coded for sure.
And so now it's the day of the wedding. Charlie wakes up, and her husband is not as concerned as he should be that she has gone into some sort of anaphylaxis. Like, did he have an EpiPen? Like, what was, we did
At
not
this point,
see.
it sounds like we need a malpractice. It sounds like he's not a
Yes.
good son, not a good doctor, but
Yeah.
still very pretty.
Yes. The prettiest dum dum.
The pretty privilege is really pretty privileging, I think.
Yes.
We're learning about Michael Vartan.
And he's literally just like, go to sleep. The swelling will be gone by morning, is like his like expert doctor advice to her. But I mean, he wasn't wrong. She wakes up back to J.Lo and they start getting ready for the wedding. And Viola shows up not in the maid of honor dress, but in a white.
Yeah, we see her in the peach monstrosity at
Yeah.
first. She tries it on for Ruby and then she is in a white outfit. And this is the final straw for Charlie, essentially. Like, she's going at it, but in the middle of going at it with Viola, because the entire bridal party is like, let's get out of here. Of course, half of them are listening at the door.
Mhm.
And at this point, this is when we realize that the mother-in-law was once the daughter-in-law, and her mother-in-law walks in, and we find out that Kevin's grandmother is still alive, and she is going in on Viola. My favorite line is, "You used to drink a box of wine."
And a weather
Oh,
girl in like Duluth or something. Like,
yeah, Montana, something like that.
yeah.
And I think this is actually the last straw. Charlie is watching this interaction going back and forth of the banter, and she's like, I do not want this to be my life in 30 years. And she proceeds to go to Kevin and say, like, I'm out, like, I'm done. And that's when it clicks for Viola that she's really overstepped her boundaries and she's really fucked up. And so she tries to stop Charlie from talking to Kevin about it. And she's able to get her to come back before saying anything to Kevin
Mhm.
and kind of ending their relationship. And she just says, like, look, I don't have any ill will towards you, lady. I want you to be in Kevin's life. I want you to be on my life. I don't have parents. Like, bitch, what you're doing is insane. And we're gonna have kids one day. We want you to be a grandmother and spoil them. So she like goes through this whole, it's a very nice speech. And
She sets healthy boundaries. She's
she does.
breaking the generational trauma of
Yes.
this family.
100%. And on top of that, she gives more grace than that lady deserves.
100%.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And again, all without Kevin knowing shit. Let me tell you something. I will be my man's peace, but I always be his hell at the same time. There's no way I'm going through this struggle with your mama and you're not hearing about it every goddamn day.
I mean, but I think it does speak to truth in that I think there is a secret language with women that men, even gay men, like we may not clock always. So like, and again, maybe the label of that is actually male privilege, but it's like there is this like ineptness and like this blindness that sometimes we have about the way that women communicate with women and like the microaggressions and the just aggressions in general that we may not see and clock all the time. And again, like I think that the stereotype about straight men being stupid, which I don't know how much of your listeners are straight men, but so
Not
sorry.
very
But
many.
yeah, that is like the art that is also a stereotype that is
Yeah.
kind of through in this like you have the sleazy pig, which is his best friend, and then you have this like stupid doctor who's like all he does is show up and look pretty and cute and and then everything else is like leave the labor to the women. Like that's
Right.
what
Yeah.
that's what we read.
Well, what I have found is that the men that do listen to the podcast, I'm very thankful that a lot of them clock this stuff, and we don't have many of them saying, hey, shut up. We do get some comments, and I'm just like, I think you found the wrong door.
Yeah, why are you here?
It's usually like our Fast and the Furious episode where they're like, why does it matter that women don't talk to each other in this movie? And we're like, because there's two female leads. Like, why wouldn't they? It's usually the bro movies that we get pushback on. But yeah.
I'm shocked that you didn't ask me to be a part of a bro movie. Shocked. Offended.
Well, you're family now. And so
Yeah.
you may end up on like Tokyo Drift.
I'm here for it.
Don't make Marley upset.
I'm sorry, Marley. You can be on our Matrix episode. The three of us trying to explain the Matrix.
I hate to admit it. I've never seen it. I know. It's on the list. It's on my fame list as Harry. I haven't seen Harry Potter.
Harry Potter I can forgive
I'll go.
now.
I'll go. I'll leave.
I
know.
Speechless.
Okay, I have one more confession as a gay
Okay.
man. I haven't seen Sex and the City, the series. Only the movies.
The movies are terrible.
And Just Like That. I watched Just Like That, all 3 seasons. Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't know the backstory of Carrie and
I know
Aiden?
because I know of the movie, and the movie showed a little bit of that, where she was like, no, no,
No.
Charlotte was like, no, no, when she stood up at the
Eating
wedding.
her pudding so she doesn't get
Yeah,
Montezuma's
yeah.
revenge.
I'm shooketh. Have you ever
I
watched the
know.
show Girlfriends?
I have seen Girlfriends I've seen. I love, and I mean, Tracy Ellis
Then
Ross.
you're fine. You're
Tracy Ellis
forgiven.
Ross is queen. Yes, but I have not seen Girls.
I
That's fine.
haven't seen Girls.
Yeah.
Jackie, but have you seen Girlfriends?
I don't think so.
You need to fix that
Okay.
immediately. It's
Okay.
actually really good.
It's so good.
Yeah. But it didn't get like a final ending, so be warned about that.
I
That's
used to
okay.
be audience page on that show because I used to work on
Look at you
sitcoms.
just dropping lore.
Well, I think we've done like they get married. What's his name? Adam Scott's character. Remy is going out a date with not the psychiatrist from the Ivy. So he found love. Yeah. And that is Monster in Law. We did it.
We did. Let's see
Woohoo.
if there's any more fun facts that we missed. I love this fact. Jane Fonda said that she based her character on her ex-husband, Ted Turner. She said, when I first saw the script, I didn't know why the mother was so bad. Fonda said that she had to find her backstory, referencing Viola's multiple on-screen tantrums and flair for drama. I learned some of that over-the-top behavior from Ted. And she's saying she did add that she didn't mean that Ted was like this horrible person. They actually stayed friends after their divorce. She just meant that like
A flair for the
the
theatrics.
theatrics, yeah.
Well, Jennifer Lopez said she was afraid to hit Jane Fonda in the face or hurt her in any way. That
There
slapping
was some,
scene.
yeah, but there was some lore about this slapping scene. Didn't her ring cut someone's face?
She cut, so J.Lo's ring accidentally cut Jane
Raised.
Fonda's, eye. And Jane was like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I think there was like a lot of lore that maybe they didn't. I remember when the movie was in production, there was like a lot of rumors that they were fighting and they didn't get along and stuff. And so I do think a lot of the interviews afterwards were concentrated on the fact that like they got along. So much so that that insane fever dream that J.Lo self-funded on Amazon a few years
Oh.
ago, she
Oh.
actually convinced Jane to be in it because they are such
Oh, she was one of
good
the
friends.
Zodiac.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I have to say the film is terrible and trash, but the documentary is pretty good. The
Okay.
documentary about the film is actually pretty good.
I just feel like it'll be one of those movies years later. It's going to be like camp and everyone's going to love it.
It's going to be the showgirls of our time.
Yes, I do think
Oh
so.
no, I mean, I don't know, y'all. I think that's like, and as somebody who's gonna stand for J.Lo, I don't know about that. I don't know. But the documentary is a good watch. It's an
Okay.
entertaining watch.
What else do we got?
The costume designer was Ronna Kress. And when Charlotte and her friends are looking through Viola's things, one friend comments about how most of Viola's clothes are Gucci. Minutes later in the mall scene, Viola and Ruby are holding Gucci bags.
Yeah, and they're headed to, I think, was it I don't know where they were going.
It was Nike shop.
Oh, Nike Town. She wanted to go to
Nike
Nike
Town.
Town
Oh yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, yeah.
The ladies, like I said, the ladies did get along. They got along so great that Fonda actually gave Lopez a diamond watch when they were done filming.
Oh, I love that.
And me too.
And Fonda gave half of her salary to various programs she started in Georgia while she lived there with Turner, including the Georgia Campaign for Adolescent Pregnancy Prevention.
Love it.
All of the advocacy.
And Jennifer Lopez has called facing off against Jane Fonda in the movie as one of her highlights in her career.
Fair.
That slapping scene is pretty iconic for sure.
Yeah.
All of the pictures of Viola Fields on her table with famous people are real pictures of Jane Fonda with Oprah, Ted Turner, John Voight, and Gloria Steinem. The only doctored item is the cover of Time magazine. which Fonda was set to appear on the cover of. However, Pope John Paul's death in 2005 took the headline and subsequently the cover. Rude, Pope John
Always a
Paul.
man. Always
Always
a
a
man.
man.
For women.
See. Okay, well, before we get into ratings, Jason, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social?
You can find me on socials under Jason Roars.
That's
Jason
okay.
Roars, JASONROARS. Roar like a lion. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, the dating apps, the ones that are with my face and the ones that are not.
And you find us at No More Late Fees on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Threads. And let's get into our present day ratings. Jason, I'm going to start with you. How do you feel about this movie now that you rewatched it?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It is actually part inspiration of my rom-com, so I do love it very much. And so the writing process has been fun because I've been rewatching some of these films to get little inspirations and musings for. But I would buy it again and buy it again. It's good.
And Jackie?
I'm going to stick 2-day rental. I did enjoy. I know. I'm so sorry.
Tomato.
I did enjoy parts of it, but I don't have the nostalgia behind it, but I do love me some Jane Fonda.
It's a would buy. I do think this movie transcends it having nostalgia. I think it's a fun comedy, despite some of the acting holes in it. Yeah. And one thing I do want to give credit to is, regardless of the jokes, J.Lo, I've never seen J.Lo in a wedding dress and not look good.
Mm-hmm.
That woman knows her body and always figures out how to put that thing on.
Yeah.
Even the tight dress.
Yes.
She looked gorgeous in it.
So pretty.
I miss real asses. I'm just going to say it. Because the way that thing was sitting.
And as someone who doesn't like women's asses, period.
Well, if you have any commentary for this episode or any of our previous episodes, hit us up at our quick drop 909-601-6653. You can also text us at that number and you could be featured on a future episode.
And it's that time of year again. We are doing another Mayhem month where we are covering movies featuring one actor. And this year we are covering Joshua Jackson movies. So buckle up for our first feature, The Skulls. Ooh, it's going to be so much conspiracy theory fun. I cannot wait.
I know how much you love a conspiracy theory.
I do.
It's just going to be shit talking Paul Walker, R.I.P., conspiracy theories, and then just fawning over Joshua Jackson.
Hot Joshua Jackson.
Yes. Love him.
Hot. I'll be there.
Yay! Jason, it was so lovely. Thank you for agreeing to be on and just fulfilling my little crush that I have on you because you're
oh my gosh.
Just
thank you so much. This is an honor for me. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and I could talk to you all day. So
oh, thank you so much. We loved having you
Yes, it was so fun. And as always, be kind and rewind.